probably more people that are going to join us, but we'll start as we mean to go on. So I'm going to attempt to share my screen, so you should see my campaign monitor and what it looks like. I'll try not to bore you. We are going to do something more practical so you can actually physically see live how it works and what it gives you. So let's do that. So I want to share that screen. No, I don't want that one.
Hi, Paul. Sorry I'm late. I am here.
Ah, hello, you're okay?
Yes, are you?
I'm just trying to figure out how to share my right screen, and then we'll know where we're at.
Ah.
Oh dear, it's good fun, isn't it? This is why I'm not a trainer, people. This is why I'm not a trainer. Stop sharing. Share again. Right, so we want to share. Get that one. Where's what? I can't even find my screen. I've got my glasses on and I still can't find which screen I need to share. I think it's that one. Yes, I think so. Can you all see my screen with the campaign monitor on?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Yay, it's a good start then. It's a good start. You'll have to excuse me because I'm flicking between the two screens. So if I'm looking a different way, I'm not being rude or ignorant. Right, okay, so I'm assuming that everyone has access to Campaign Monitor and have been given logins and things to be able to access it, regardless of whether you physically sort of used it. But there is two main screens or two main tabs within Campaign Monitor that you'll tend to use. And to be honest, I never usually bother with any of the others. So the two are campaigns, and the other important one is lists and subscribers. That's all you really need, two tabs to go through it. So as you'll see on my screen here, I have got multiple campaigns going on that I've sent, going miles back over the year. And that's anything from sending out an email campaign about the new dementia guides, to sending out availability to local authorities, nurses, hospitals, NHS, all of that. We did a test one in May with other CRMs. We did a cheese and wine event, so I sent the invitation out to all my stakeholders through here. So you can literally use it for anything that you want to track in terms of a recipient's email. You can literally track it. So, you know, when they open it, you know, when they've clicked through it, then you know where they actually physically clicked through in the email and how many times. So you can actually use that, as I say, to your advantage when you're following up these calls, because you've got the intelligence and know what they're already looking at. So that's where it's particularly useful. So this screen shows you all your campaigns. So it will show you the name of the campaign, how many recipients you've sent the email out to, how many of what percentage of those have physically opened the email, and percentage of those who have physically clicked through either one link or several links within the email that you've sent out. That's your first tab. The second one is called lists and subscribers. Those of you that already know this, apologies, I don't mean to teach to suck eggs. But lists and subscribers is basically fundamentally where you'd start to use Campaign Monitor. It's where you put in a lot of the legwork for using the system, and you can build as many different lists as you want. I always recommend doing individual lists, because when you're sending out a mail, you can select individual parts rather than having to email everybody, and there may be a few in there that perhaps aren't relevant to receive it. So as you can see here, again, I've got several lists in here that I can use. So depending on what campaign I'm doing or what event's going on or what's happening, I can select the appropriate lists of subscribers and recipients to send that invite out to. Okay. So you first start when you're first going to use Campaign Monitor is to create a list, because you start with nothing. So now we do that. So we click on create a list. So this is the first thing really that you will do. I've done a bit of a Blue Peter job here, so you might have to bear with me. Okay, open that up. So, right, so this particular list, because I've already created it earlier today to use this afternoon, is basically all CRMs that were invited to the session this afternoon. So I'm going to call this campaign. I'm going to call it Campaign Monitor CRMs North session. Okay, this is our campaign. We're creating something live, so this is the list for here. And once you've given your list a name, you click on continue to import. Okay, and then it'll bring up this little box here. Now you can either physically type in the email addresses one at a time, which in some cases you may have to do, or if you can put all of them into a spreadsheet, then you can copy them into your subscribers list. So for today, for example, here are all of us on today's session, or suggested to join. So literally what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy and paste all our email addresses out of Excel. Instead of physically having to manually type each of them in, I'm going to copy those, and I'm literally going to drop that, copy and paste it into my list. So what you've got then is a already built list. Once you've got your main list, obviously this may change, you know, CRMs change all the time, switch homes, etc. It's very easy to then change recipients within those lists if things change. You can remove recipients, you can add additional recipients as things change. So once you've built, what I'm saying is once you've built your lists, they just need ongoing maintenance and tweaking to make sure they're up to date. Good. I don't know what's going on in there. So this is our new list. This is live, and this is what we're going to use today. For those that aren't on, haven't joined us this afternoon, they will receive an email, and they probably will be confused. But they're also likely to click through it, so I can see if they have or not. So that is our list. I'm going to click on next. All right. Right, so it's processing. So there's 38 subscribers, 38 recipient email addresses in this first list, if you like, that we've built. Imagine doing a similar thing for your stakeholders. So again, you build your list for your stakeholders. You might want to build a list for, I don't know, closed, lost opportunities in the last 12 months that you want to pop an email out to, you know, a bit of a touch point to them. And then you can track who's opening those, and if there's still an interest there with some of those closed ones, and then you can follow them up. So it's things like that. You can use it as a particularly valuable tool. So now we have a new list that we've just created called Campaign Monitor CRMs North session. So if I go back to my list and subscribers now, that list should be in here. It doesn't put it in any particular order. Here it is. Okay, so we can see here that 2 minutes ago I've created this new list of subscribers, and it's 37 on there. Okay, all with me so far?
Yep.
Fab. Right, so once you've got your list or multiple lists, as you can see here, I have got here all my open inquiries up till the 5th of October, for example. So everyone that was open, I just did a quick touch point on the 5th of October. Everyone I've got still open, just pinged them all an email as a touch point. So here we are, bit of a reminder. I've also built lists for new residents by month coming into the home. So if you wanted to ping an email out to residents, families, for example, to get them to do reviews on carehome.co.uk, what I tend to do is build new resident lists by month. So you just add new resident family emails to your lists as you go along, and then you can pick and choose then which month's admissions, if you like, you want to send that request to review on carehome.co.uk. And again, that's useful because by doing it through here, through Campaign Monitor, you're then able to track to see who is clicking through, who is opening and who is clicking through to carehome.co.uk. Because you would hope then if they're clicking through to the website, you would hope that in the coming few days afterwards, because you know it can take some time for reviews to go live, you'd probably expect that review to appear. After a period of time, you can always give that recipient a call and ask them if they've visited. Even though you already know they've already visited, because you can see they've clicked through, you can just say to them, oh, did you manage to go onto the website? How did you find it? Did you manage to do a review in the end? So it's about knowing what they're doing without them physically knowing that you're watching what they're doing. Because then you'll just end up with a load of people that just unsubscribe to receiving, and anyone that unsubscribes to receiving them will get suppressed against all lists. So if you've got a contact, for example, in multiple contact lists, it will unsubscribe that person from all the lists that they're included within. Okay. So right, let's try and do a starting point, because I'm conscious of everyone's time. It's Friday afternoon. I just want to try and show you a quick, easy way around of doing things. So now we've got our list created, so we know who we want to send to. Now it's a case of actually creating the campaign, creating the template, and getting that out there. So what we're going to do now is literally create a new campaign. Okay. And again, I'm going to call it the same as what we've called our list. So it's Campaign Monitor CRMs session. So that is our Campaign Monitor title. I'm going to click continue. There's very few things to have to click on. They're pretty self-explanatory. So you've got 4 different boxes here when you start creating the campaign. You've got your subject, you've got who the email's coming from, and you've got who the email's going to, and then you've physically got the design of the email to go out. So we're going to add the subject, and we're basically just going to call the subject line is Campaign Monitor, and in the preview text column, I always also put the same title in there as well. So it's in there. You don't have to, because as it says, it's optional. But if you want them to see it on the preview text and come up, then it's always good to pop it in anyway. Click save, job done. We already know that the sender is myself, and we know it's coming from my KUK email address. We know who we need to go to. So we're now going to physically select the recipients. When it says select recipients, it's saying what list of subscribers do you want to send this out to. And this is whereby, as I said earlier, rather than having just one list of everybody, this is where it's useful to have it broken down. I know I want to send these to all you guys from the list that we've just created. So I'm going to tick the list that we've just created for Campaign Monitor CRMs in the North. However, if it was one that I felt was relevant also to my NHS contacts, I can tick them. If I thought it was relevant to send it also to all my new stakeholders for this year, and even possibly my stakeholders last year, you can pick and choose. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because that will just confuse people. And as this is a live system, we'll just pick our list, but you get the idea that you can put multiple lists that you've created in that. Just again, it's ease of speed, and it makes life easier, and it allows you to make your approach in terms of sending these emails out as targeted as you can make them, so you get as much success out of sending them as you can. So we're just going to send it through the Campaign Monitor list. I'm going to click save. So now we can see we've got our subject, we've got our sender, and we know that this campaign is going out to my campaign monitor CRMs North session list, of which there's 37 recipients or subscribers to that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is design the email. What I always tend to do, and again, it depends, I don't know what templates you've already got set up in your own campaign monitors, but what I've always done since doing my first campaign is just reused a previous template and tweaked it slightly. If it doesn't need the wheel reinventing and just needs a bit of a tweaking, just use one of your older ones. So we're going to use a past email. Right? And these are all the email templates that I've created by tweaking and resaving and sending them out. So we had the Dementia Bus Tour, which was coming, but obviously then was cancelled. I send a weekly availability and update of fees to local authority, etc., on a regular basis. We had an open day recently, so I sent details out about the open day. So I'm just going to pick a random template that I've created, so I'm going to show you how you can put those tweaks to it. So I'm going to use, I'm just going to select this particular template here. Okay. So this is your template all set up. Hopefully you guys will have templates whereby there's numerous links within the template already created for your own homes. So within this template, for example, here where it says edit, choosing and funding, okay, if you click edit on there, there's a little cog. So you make all your changes on the left hand side. So if you click on the cog there and click edit link, so that shows you the website address, the link, where if someone clicks through by clicking on choosing and funding, where that will take them. That will take them to Chandler Court's homepage, funding. Right. With that, you can change it to whatever you want. So, okay, I'm going to change that just to show you purposes. So that would normally go to choosing and funding. I'm going to change that so it goes through to, no, let's, I'll tell you what, we use my LinkedIn. Just because I've got it open for ease of speed. What I'm going to do, I've literally copied the website, the URL for my LinkedIn, and I'm going to literally paste that in as you'd see it, the website. I'm going to click on insert. I'm going to save changes now. And let's see what happens, fingers crossed in practice. So now, if I click on choosing and funding, this now shows us what the recipient will see when they click through choosing and funding. Now, normally it would have gone through, before I changed it, through to, say, the funding page on Chandler Court's homepage. I've just changed it, so actually now it goes to my LinkedIn page. So you can really tweak, and you can put links in wherever you want on here, physically by just clicking edit on anything. On here. So you can change your title here, so I can click edit on availability and care fees. I can change that to CRM campaign monitor session. I've changed that to there. I'm going to click save on there. I'm going to edit that because I want to change the title because that's not what it is. So I'm just going to put Paul's LinkedIn. Paul's LinkedIn, save that. So now we've changed the title and we've changed the link. You can do this with any of the boxes that have the option to edit on there. Really simple, click on whatever you want. So we've changed our title. You can change your home name by clicking edit again, same thing. That does the same thing on there. Your picture here, you can, or banner, whichever terminology you want to use from a marketing perspective. Again, anywhere you can click edit. If you click edit, you can make these changes. So the picture, for example, that we've got here, I can change by clicking on the little cog here again. I can remove the current image. Gone. And then I can click on choose file, and that will allow me then to put in an alternative image. So let's have a look what we've got here. Don't know what's here. I'm going to change it to what I'm thinking. Just trying to find something quick and easy. Excuse all the rubbish that I've got in my files. What's that? Oh, there you go. We'll change it to that. Okay, cool. Bit of a big one. So you can literally put whatever you want in there. And again, remove the image, choose a different one. And it's finding the right ones that fit and look good as well. You don't ones that like that are just, and you've got all the purple on the side. So it's picking the right ones. So just do that. There you are. How about that? We're nearly there. So we'll have a Christmas theme on this one. Again, the about Chandler Court there, when it changes from a pointer cursor to a hand, you know there's an underlying website link under there that will click through to. So again, about Chandler Court, you can change that to whatever you want. So you'll put about your home, or you can change it to something completely different if you're targeting a specific audience and it's more relevant. So if you're talking about carehome.co.uk, potentially you could change that to carehome.co.uk there instead. And then what you do there, you'd need to change that link because it's currently showing as Chandler Court. I could physically go into there, I can edit the link, I can delete that, take that out completely and change it so the link goes straight through to carehome.co.uk. Click insert. So that link now, what was originally Chandler Court, I've changed the text, so it's carehome.co.uk, and I've changed the link. So fingers crossed, I'll click here, and that should take us through to carehome.co.uk. Boom. So it's a real clever way of manipulating, using creativity, because you might do one thing one way and then think, actually, if I put that in, maybe that would get more clicks through. It's all about click through and generating as much interest as you can to push for. So I'm going to save that. So we've made a few changes already. And then here you have the main body of the email. Now, don't fall into the trap of trying to change things on here on the main template, because it won't let you. Everything has to be done on the left. So here it's just basically an email that goes out to NHS, shows them bed availability, and it shows them the current fees. What it also has on the bottom of there is a created link which takes them through to reviews of Chandler Court on carehome.co.uk. So again, you can turn anything into a link. So if I wanted to change fees here and turn that into a link, I can literally highlight it. Highlight the bit that you want to turn into a clickable link. You click on insert, click on link. And again, if I wanted to, I can change that to carehome.co.uk, click insert. And now you'll see, and on the main template, because I've put a link behind the scenes, a hyperlink, if you like, behind the scenes, that now changes to a hand because it knows there's a link there to click through. On the residents part, because we haven't created a link, the cursor doesn't change. So now if I click on fees, that should again, because I've created the link, take us through to carehome.co.uk. But you can have that, you can have any text directed to anywhere you want. So if you're including perhaps some of your stakeholders that you also want to help promote, Age UK, Primrose, Dementia UK, whoever, you can also put the links for them. So if you put their name in it, you can create that as a link. So then recipients can also click through to your stakeholders' links as well, if need be. So that is basically the body of your template. So we can save changes there. Then at the bottom here, this section here, is mainly for when you're promoting awareness of an event. So you can physically put in here the date of the event. So we can change that to, we're going to create one for Monday. Actually, we'll create it for today, because it's today that we're doing it. So we'll do Friday, the 21st October 2022. Right, and then we save that. Okay, right, so the time, again, we can change this. Change this to, what time did we start today? It was 1:30, wasn't it? 1:30 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. Save changes. So there we've got the date, we've got the time. Click on here and put a title for the session. And we're just going to do the same again, which we've got campaign monitor, CRM North session. Click save. And the location, obviously we're doing this over Teams, so whatever's in there at the moment, I'm just going to delete. And I'm going to change that to Teams. If you wanted to, what you could also do is create links if you wanted to. So if you wanted, for example, on the Teams part for the location, you could actually include the link to join the meeting in there if you wanted to. So it's very easy then. Recipients then can just literally click through that link when the event starts. So there's lots of different ways of being creative and having a play with different links and different scenarios to work out what gives you the best success, what gives you the best return in terms of click-throughs and openings, etc. But you can literally manipulate and have, if you wanted, you could have a hyperlink on every single word, so everything clicks through somewhere. But it might be a little bit overkill. I would just put a few in there that you feel might work. If you don't get much success at that time, then you just tweak it and change it for the next campaign that you do. So it's always evolving. It's always about using creativity and finding what works well and gets you the best success in terms of inquiries and clearly admissions as well. Right, so, and then the final part after you've done the body, after you've done the details of the event, is to just put your signature on the bottom, on the bottom of the template. So there's a section where you can just put thank you for joining today's session. Pop that on the bottom of my email. Keep my kind regards, and then I've got my contact details on there as well. Everyone okay so far? I can't see your faces, but shout out if you need me to go over anything, or we can always re-go over some bits at the end if you want me to go through anything again. Right, so we're finished now. We've got our email template ready. We've got everything in there. We've got all the links in there that we want. So we're going to click Save Changes, and then we're going to click Preview. Now this literally is what it says on the tin. It's a preview of what the recipient, how the recipient will receive and see that email. And then you can see, and just what I'd always say is double check your links before you send it. Once you're happy with everything, click on Save and Next. So all the links are working, all the text is in there. Check for spelling and errors and all that sort of side of stuff, because once it goes and you send that out, obviously it wouldn't look good if it had loads of spelling mistakes in. He says. Right, so Save and Next. So we're happy with all that. This is where audience participation comes into play. So everything we've done now, we're ready. We've double checked everything. We know who we're sending it to. So now what I'm going to do, if you wanted to, you can send a test to yourself first, just to double check it, see how it comes through, and just make sure again, if you want to do a double sense check, you can just send that back to yourself. But what we're going to do, we're happy with everything, so we're just going to send it. Now, when you come to sending it, it'll give you two options. You can either send it immediately, so it literally goes straight away, or if there was a particular time in the week you feel best to send a particular email, i.e. your I don't know, weekly or whatever frequency, local authority, bed availability updates. If you want to get ready, say today on a Friday, because you want to send it Monday, you can physically click through schedule for later and arrange for that then to go out, I don't know, 6 o'clock Monday morning if you wanted to. So that's already done. So at 6 o'clock on Monday morning, that will then ping out automatically to wherever you plan to send it, whatever recipient list you send it to. So it's really good for scheduling if you know you're on annual leave, for example, but you know you still want the email to go out while you're off. You can set it and to trigger while you're away. So it looks like you're still visible, you're still actively doing touch points, but you're physically not having to do anything about it. The system does it for you. We're going to send this one immediately because I thought what would be a good idea is for you guys to actually physically receive something that we've gone through and created, and physically open the email and physically click through, so we can have a look in real terms what that looks like in terms of information you can get from the system. Okay, so click on immediately. No, you can pick an email address for it to notify. Obviously, you'll just put your own email address in so it notifies you when it's sent. I'm going to click on send now, and hopefully your email inboxes will ping shortly to say that you've received an email, if all goes to plan. Right. So on our main campaigns tab again, which we looked at firstly, you'll now see that the recently sent campaign monitor CRMs North session has now been sent. We know that we've sent it to 37 recipients, and I know at the moment nobody's opened it and no one's clicked. So what you guys could do, just give you sort of, if you give you sort of 5 minutes to like 2:15, if that's okay, have a play in the email, click through lots of the different links, just trigger happy click through whatever links you can, and then in 5 minutes we'll have a catch up and we'll have a look at, see what that looks like. So firstly, check your emails, hopefully you've got it, and then yeah, click through where you can, we'll have a look. That is okay. Still with me? Okay, cool. So has everyone received the email at least? Spot on. Hopefully it looks like something that we've just put together, and it should look like the preview that we looked at as well. If it's not, tell me. Just give it a couple more minutes, have a click through many times as you can, have a bit of a play. Phone's ringing. I've told them I'm in a session this afternoon. They just don't listen. Has everyone had a bit of a play, had a bit of a click through the email now?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, now for the fun part. What we're going to do now and see what that looks like. It's quite scary when you're doing it live and you can see it as well. It's quite spooky. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click back through the campaign. So click on the campaign. Hopefully we should have some squiggly lines. There we have. Cool. Right. So when you click through your campaign, this is where all your intelligence comes from and your analytics. So the first screen it comes to is the snapshot, and it literally gives you a snapshot So we can see there, opens, clicks, etc. And as you go down here, you also get a summary of the top links that have been clicked through. Thanks for clicking through to my LinkedIn feed. Always helps. So there. Now, it gives you so much information. So at the moment, it's showing the first 24 hours. If you click through to recipient activity, we can physically see Richard at the top of the list. You've opened the email 3 times, and it says that you've clicked through the links in the email 8 times. Wow, I want to know what links you've clicked through. Where's the interest? Click on the which links. Let's see. So I can see there, Richard, that you click through that email, click through to the LinkedIn 5 times, and you click through to KUK 3 times. About right? No.
I clicked on your LinkedIn first of all, and I just dropped you a message. For some reason, it opened up my LinkedIn, and so I clicked on it again, and it's just done the same again. It's opened up my LinkedIn. I did click on the care home one once.
I think that's because I've done it from LinkedIn and feed from mine, and because I'm already logged into LinkedIn, it'll pull mine up. Because you're probably already logged into your LinkedIn on yours, it's automatically feeding through to yours. So that's good. That's not a bad thing.
As far as I'm aware, I did only click it twice, but
perhaps you did a double click.
Yeah, probably.
So
it's because I need a drink.
It's what?
I need a drink. I've got shaky hands.
So Ginny, let's have a look at Ginny. So you've opened it twice, and you've clicked through 6 times, apparently. So again, we can see there, click through 3 times onto care home and 3 times onto LinkedIn. Did you have the same thing, Ginny, on your LinkedIn? Yeah. Right. Right, and we'll go back again and have a look at some of the others.
Oh, it's Kim.
Hello, Kim.
Hello. So it says there that I've clicked 9 times. I didn't click 9 times. I clicked 3 times.
Let's have a look.
Because the reason I know this is because I actually counted, because I've had suspicions in the past that those figures weren't correct. Do you know why that might be?
To be honest, no.
Yeah.
It's the simple answer, because what we got here, we've got what's this? Cardiff, Romford. That's showing me. There's your email, and then you click through there.
Oh, well, that's weird. Why is it coming up Cardiff?
Yeah, that bit's a bit strange.
And Romford. I'm not even really near Romford.
I was going to say, yeah.
Or London.
might be to do with the link. At that part, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, weird. Okay.
I don't have an answer for that one.
Well,
I just assume that it's right. So
yeah,
Stacey.
I only know because I've had suspicions in the past where I've thought, no, surely not, that person wouldn't have clicked that many times, because I've had stupid numbers. And then when I speak to them, I say, blimey, you opened my email, you got excited about my email, and they went, well, I only read it once.
But could it be that, I mean, not in this case, could it be in other cases if it goes to a generic email box and so several people can access it? Or
it's more when I've emailed relatives of the home.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I just wondered if you knew the answer. I wasn't necessarily expecting you to know, but
yeah, I'm not a master guru. Literally,
you're close, Paul. Very, very close.
Okay, then let's try it with Stacey. So it looks like Stacey's opened it but not clicked through. Now, Stacey, I don't think is on the call with us today, is she? So at this moment in time, she's probably very confused and opened an email that she knows nothing about. So clearly hasn't clicked through it. I should have thought about that. So now I'm probably going to get the CRMs that haven't joined us emailing me to say, what's this about? But oh hell. But at least I can see those that aren't with us are receiving the email and are opening it. So you can also see the advantage of people who aren't, of our colleagues that aren't joining us this afternoon, that are still opening it anyway. From that perspective. You can also, so you can see how many you've sent, how many recipients have opened, how many haven't opened, how many have clicked through. To be honest, yeah, I think it's more of a case of not how many times they've clicked through, but where they've clicked through. I think is probably more of interest. Where are they actually clicking through to? You know, are they clicking through and it looks like they're showing a particular interest in a particular area, finance or funding care, or you know, whatever that might be. So it's useful from that perspective. If anyone wishes to unsubscribe from mailings that they receive, you know, if they feel they're getting too many or it's not relevant to them, or you know, whatever the reason is, they can physically click on that email unsubscribe, and that automatically unsubscribes them from any lists that they are in on the system. The difficulty with that is once they've unsubscribed, that email address, you can't put that email address back in as a subscriber, because it will automatically keep suppressing it and taking it back out. And I've had that issue before where someone's gone, they've been taken out because they've requested it, but then they've come back. So then you can't put them back in Campaign Monitor. It's sort of, it's like a protection thing, isn't it, for GDPR and all that sort of side of things. So you can also have a look at other things like activity and overlay. So again, it just gives you clicks per recipient average and some of the other links it goes to. So it gives you a bit of a holistic view. So if you want to look at things by link, then you can see there who's clicked on each of the links. So there's other ways of getting the information and putting a spin on it. So all these guys, all you guys here, have all clicked through to carehome.co.uk. So there's lots of different ways you can look at and use the information to manipulate or support you on future conversations. Here you can actually physically do it by time. So this is a really good way of understanding when your recipients are opening their emails. So you might find there's a particular pattern where, I don't know, you send it out at 6 o'clock in the morning, set it or whatever, and then you're finding that when you're looking at the timeline, it seems to be like, I don't know, it might be between 10 and 12 that these emails tend to be opened. So you know then that seems to be a good time of day, time of week, or whatever the circumstances are, to send that email, so you can replicate that again moving forward. So you can go, right, Monday morning, nobody opened it until 10 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock, lots of opens, lots of click-throughs, and then it drops off at 12 o'clock. So you know that you can plan your next email where it's going to be most successful and get the most hits, opens, clicks. That makes sense. Okay, so that's all on there. Right. That is pretty much a general overview. So the key points I think to take away from this is the two tabs that you'll use are campaigns, lists, and subscribers. Right. Now, think why, whilst in the past some users haven't used the system, is because you do have to put the legwork in at the beginning. Once you've done that, honestly, it's so easy just to tweak, add, remove subscribers, tweak templates. It's quick and easy and make your life so much easier. As I say, the downside at the moment, I don't know whether in the future it might change. That's a Chris question, is whether at some point Campaign Monitor will talk to Salesforce. So then all your activity, everything you do on here will then show within the individual inquiry accounts, whatever you want to call it, on Salesforce. But for the time being, if you want whatever activity you're doing to show on your stakeholder accounts or anything like that in Salesforce as an activity, you've got to physically go in and do that manually. Unfortunately, that to me is the biggest con to the system. It has far more pros and benefits, I think, to using it that outweigh that con, in my personal opinion. I love it. I think it's a brilliant tool. And I think it's well worthwhile because, as I say, you can tweak, you can be creative. And once you've done your lists and added lists, it just makes life so much more quicker because you can just go ping, tweak, send to these lists, gone. Easy, job done. He says. But yeah, the legwork is building your list. So go, right, okay, so I want a list of my stakeholders this year, I want a list of my stakeholders last year, I want to do a list of all my open opportunities at the moment, so I can ping them all an email. I want a list of all, I don't know, particular sectors of stakeholders, so you can break those down into local authority, into retail, into support groups. You can literally have a play with it and do what you want. The more lists and groups of lists that you create, the easier, more flexibility it will give you then to focus where you're targeting with a particular email template or campaign that you're doing. So, okay, so I haven't got any handouts. I haven't got any PowerPoints or anything like that to hand out to you. But I think we're recording the session. So what I will do, yes, I am. So what I'll do is I'll create a link and I'll send that out to everybody. So if you really wanted to recap once I've gone and moved on, then hopefully you'll use it and hopefully use the system. It is great, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. It's just what you put into it. Same with any systems. Whatever you put into it is, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Do you want me to go back over anything? Whatever you need me to do, I'm all yours.
Oh, I think we spoke about this before. Are you able to share your templates with us?
No, I can share them as in physically the campaigns. So like, for example, I can show you here. So if I click into our session again, yeah, you're right. We did have this question before, didn't we?
Yeah, I know we tried and we were going to look into it, and I can't remember what happened after that, to be honest with you.
But if you click on view campaign, that will physically show you your template. So you can share templates as in share that physical template. So email that over, print it, whatever you want to do. And the other one is share campaign. But when you're sharing campaign, it shares the campaign within Care Monitor. Let's just try it. But it would take you to the link for statistics for this particular campaign. And I think, yeah, we did. It was something we highlighted with Chris, isn't it? Because I'm not sure, and not sure if it's been looked into since we talked about it last time. But yeah, it would be probably advantageous if we were able to share templates, because I could, if you wanted to, I could physically send all my templates over that I've done, and you could physically then just tweak them to links to your homes and your messages and do it that way. That is a Chris question, and
yeah,
we still haven't got an answer for, isn't it, really?
No, that's all right. I just wondered if you knew, because that was about a year ago that we had that conversation. Yeah. I also wonder if it's not too much trouble if you could just send us then your key templates that you do use as an email.
Yeah, of course, can.
And then it inspires everybody to use the same, because I really like your templates.
Oh, you know all the right things to say.
I know. I work in sales, Paul.
Okay, so what I'll do then, Kim, is I will email all you guys a couple of templates, so you've got an idea. I'm not saying mine are the best at all, but gives you an idea in terms of guidance if you're a bit stuck to start with. Bit of mind.
That'd be really helpful. Thank you, Paul.
Of course, and I'll also try and find a way, because I won't be able to send the video as an attachment file because it'd be too big on our email attachments. So I'll find a way of creating a link somehow to it and put it somewhere so you'll be able to access it as and when. Because there's no guide that I know of. I haven't put a guide together because I've just self-taught. But at least you can jump back into this video and go, oh, let's go back over the list again. What did you do there? Because if you're not using it all the time, it's like anything, isn't it? It doesn't sink in until you're using it more and more. It's a great tool. Use it, don't use it, depending on how you preference to work during your days. I'm just here to show you what it can do, what it will do, and how you can best use it. There's probably other ways of using it, things that I haven't worked out myself. So if you find out anything else by having a bit of a play with it, share it. Share it.
Thank
Right.
you, Paul. That was brilliant. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure, guys.
It's really
Um,
good.
Thanks,
And to
Paul.
have the recording, it'll give us the confidence to have a go, and we can just refer back to the recording.
Perfect. Perfect.
Mm.
Trouble is, you've got to listen to my voice again. Then that's the only problem.
Well, I know. Yeah.
No, brilliant. I know it's Friday afternoon. I know we're all really busy, but thank you for taking the time. I hope you found it useful in some way.
Brilliant.
You know, I hope you take advantage, and I hope you get the benefit out of using it, and it helps you generate more inquiries, more admissions,
Yeah.
and make your life easier. More importantly.
Lovely.
Thanks, Paul.
Right.
Thanks, Paul.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Paul.
Good to see you all. Thanks again, and have a good weekend.
And you.
Cheers. See you later,
Bye.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.